Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie and I make videos about stuff I want to talk about and food, mostly. I'm going to figure out an intro one of these days, but I like to cook and I do have a lot of cooking videos on here, so this is one of them. Tonight we are going to make lamb, and I'm doing it kind of simple. I'm using a classic fajita. It's Frontera classic fajita skillet sauce with chipotle and lime. And it says just it's great for chicken or steak, but I'm gonna try it with lamb and see how it does. And I have all my veggies that I just need to get cut up. So let's get to it. I'm gonna set you down here so you can see what I'm doing. And I got the rice cooking in the Instapot. The lamb is still in the fridge. I'm actually going to grab that out. We are cooking up a lamb sirloin chop. Focus. Doesn't want to focus. Anyway, you can see it. It's pretty simple. Simple cut. It's less than $4. $3.60. So that's cool. Just set that right there for now. My veggies washed up. Get to chopping. That doesn't go in there. The vegetables go in there. I should have a place for my scraps, though. It's a good habit to get into. We'll use this measuring cup here. We'll put our scraps in there. Let's move you, actually. One sec. Okay, I like that better because it's not so close to me. Okay, so I'm cutting up the peppers first. And when you cut up peppers, you get these little white, this part out. It improves the flavor of the pepper. Otherwise it has just a slight bitter flavor to it. So just ever so carefully cut those out. So I brought since I might as well talk while I'm doing this. My back tire on my bike was wobbly and it was rubbing against the frame the other day. So I took it apart and tried to fix it. I thought maybe it was just loose. Well, I couldn't figure it out. So I walked my bike to the bike shop downtown where I bought it. And they're pretty awesome. It turns out that almost all of the spokes on the back of my bike are loose. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I rode my bike 15 miles one day and I don't think it's really meant to go that far at once, like in one go, because it's kind of an older bike. But anyway, so I have it there, and they're going to fix it hopefully by tomorrow. And they gave me a loaner bike, which is pretty much the same as my bike. It's a men's style, older Schwinn. And I totally miscalculated swinging my leg over to get off of the bike when I got to the mall today. My right leg is so fucking bruised up because I hit the basket that's on the back. It's got one of those like carriers, but it's got double baskets on the back. It hit that, and then I started like falling, and I caught myself because I didn't want to fall to the ground. So, and while I'm doing that, my leg must have slammed up against the top bar of the bike because it is just, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'd show you, but I just washed my hands right before I started doing this, and I don't want to get into all that. But anyway, and I messed up my left hip when I was catching myself. And I don't know if I've mentioned this. I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I have nerve issues with my hips from an accident. I have sciatica on both sides of my hips. So I kind of fucked up my left hip when I caught myself. So earlier I couldn't put any weight on my left leg. So anyway, my day got cut short. So I came home and I watched some Legend of Korra, and then I decided to rearrange my fitness room, my fitness/living room, which looks pretty awesome if I do say so myself. I am quite proud of the work that I did. I will show that to you as soon as I get done cutting up the veggies. I did just post it on my Facebook. I'll probably post pictures on my Instagram too. It feels good to get my art hung up and everything. Everything was just sitting on the floor because I didn't have a way to hang anything up. I think I'm going to skip the carrot because I'm making rice. Nah, I want carrots. I want a carrot. So I don't have a potato peeler, so I use this cheese slicer. Works just as well. To peel the carrot. I'm going to dice up the carrot pretty small so that it's kind of pretty much the same consistency as the peppers. The same width and thickness. And this is a pretty small carrot. When you're cutting, I feel I should mention this. I do need to get a better cutting board. This one isn't, it's pretty small. It doesn't, it's supposed to be slip resistant, but it's gotten a little warped, so it doesn't really. But you want to make sure your fingers are out of the way when you are cutting. Never cut in your hand. That's dumb. I think I might have just done that earlier actually, and I wasn't thinking. Don't do it. Also, when you're walking, when you're handling a knife, make sure it's pointed down when you're walking. Just little pointers. And when you're cutting like this, curl your fingers in so that the knife scrapes against your knuckles and you don't cut the tip of your finger off. Voila. And our rice is done. Gonna let the steam out of that. Put a couple florets of broccoli off. Put the rest of this back. Oh, God. Yeah, it's pretty sore still. When I bend over, it like shoots down my leg. I'm just gonna chop up the broccoli. Throw that in there. Not too worried about making it look nice. So it's all just gonna get mixed together. I always end up messing up the rice when I cook it in the Instapot. So hopefully this turned out. I mean, I don't really mess it up. It just ends up evaporating more water than I mean to, and then it kind of sticks to the bottom. But, you know, I'll figure it out. Mix this on. And then I'm going to put a little bit of butter in the pan. Get that ready. And cut up some turmeric. If you want, you can use a peeler to take the skin off the turmeric. Or you can use powdered turmeric too. If you use powdered turmeric, I would suggest using probably about a half a tablespoon, depending on how much you like turmeric. Between a full teaspoon and a half a tablespoon. I really like turmeric, so I am using this much. Focus. It doesn't want to focus, but you see it. Someday I'll get an actual camera. So the way I cut it, I just cut slices, and then just chop it up. That's just gonna go right. Ooh. Let's get those. Put that in. That's gonna go right in there. Then ginger. Same thing. Ginger and turmeric are really good for pretty much everything. They're kind of my go-to healing remedies. Ginger is especially good for digestion and when you have a cold. It's soothing, like to make ginger tea with ginger, lemon, and honey. It's really good for digestion. Like I said, it can help with constipation, stomach upset, things like that. Turmeric is really good for inflammation. It's also very good for colds. and stomach upset as well. Turmeric's really good if you have like a cold or the flu because it does have antiviral properties. I've even made a salve with coconut oil and turmeric. And then I use it on minor cuts and scrapes. I am not recommending that people do this, especially if you live with other people or you live at home. I don't think any children watch my videos. I hope not, because I swear a lot. But I don't recommend it because turmeric stains pretty badly. And it's a spice, so if you use too much, you put it in like a cut or a scrape, it can burn a little bit. You don't want to use it on anything severe. But I burnt myself a while back. I don't know if you can see it at the light. Yeah, you can see it right there. That scar there. I burnt myself at work. And I used a little bit of the turmeric and coconut oil salve that I made. And it worked pretty well. My burn healed in like half the time that it would normally. Alright, so the veggies are going in. And I just realized I forgot an onion. So we're going to skip the onion today. Alright, so that is cooking. We're going to let that cook. I'm going to pause you guys for a little bit. And I'll be right back. Alright, so the vegetables are cooking. The rice is done. And it actually worked out this time. Now I'm going to season the lamb. And I'm only going to season a little bit because I'm going to use that frontier sauce. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of cayenne and paprika. Because I like things... That's paprika. A little spicy. So just a little bit on one side. I'm not going to go crazy with those. Throwing a little salt into our veggies. And a little bit of salt on our lamb. Give these a good stir. A little bit of salt into the rice because seasoning things is a good idea. You should always season your food. I'm actually going to transfer the rice into a bowl so that it doesn't continue to cook on that hot surface. There. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it in here so it's out of the way. Okay, now the vegetables are nice and I will show you. So vegetables are looking like that right now. Looking pretty delicious. I'm going to cut up the lamb here. So we're going to cut it off the bone. Wash my knife real quick. The bone is right here. I am not getting super fancy with this butchering because I'm not a butcher. We're just going to cut that off. I'm going to cut that off. That's good enough. And I'm just going to discard this because it's mostly bone and fat. So then we can take the rest of this. I'm going to cut this off too because that's tough silver skin. We don't really need that on there. That's just going to be hard to chew through. Oop, I'll get that in a second. I'm going to cut this into cubes. That's beautiful lamb. Should probably have a trigger warning for this if anybody's a vegetarian or vegan watching this. Of course, you probably won't click on it if it says lamb. Right, so then this is going to go in to the pan. I'll wash up my hands. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook, get that stirred around. That shouldn't take too long. Lamb cooks pretty quickly and I don't want to overdo it. So we're just going to let that cook real quick. And be right back. Alright, it is ready. This is what it looks like in the pan. I'm going to dish it up pretty right quick here.